What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, CEO, MTS Nutrition, and Exos Trainer. Guys, I used to do this thing called Cardio Confessions, and the reason I'm not doing it is really hard to not get out of breath and actually do cardio. So what I do now is I do Instagram Live, where you can ask me anything you want. Just keep an eye open. Every time I do cardio, every time I drive somewhere considerable, I do Instagram Live. My Instagram is at Marc Lobliner. If you don't do them now, they're pretty fun. They're pretty awesome. The trolling's out of control. But hey, trolls on Instagram, they come out to play all the damn time. So I'm going to answer about 3 to 5 questions from my Facebook fan page, where I posted this appeal for questions. That's facebook.com/Marc Lobliner, MarcLobliner. It's a verified page, so you know it's me. Anyway, check it out, guys. Start off with a question from my man, Josh Landers. Will a low-carb, low-fat diet wreck your hormones? The answer is maybe. A hypocaloric or a diet where you're taking in not enough calories might be detrimental to your hormonal level, being that your body goes into fight or flight and it's not good for you. They have shown in data, in studies, that the less you eat, the longer you live. Being in a super hypocaloric diet is actually beneficial to your overall health, and you will live longer simply because you're processing less food, you have less body weight, which is easier on your heart. There's a lot of reasons you can basically extract from that, thinking that, okay, here's why you're living longer. But a low-fat, low-carb diet will rely on protein, being that you don't have enough fat to sustain your energy or fat to convert to energy via ketones. Your body will be utilizing protein for carbohydrate. So even though you want a low-carb diet, at the end of the day, high protein means that your body will need to derive energy from something. Being that you are on a low-fat diet, your body will have to derive the protein from the carbs from something else, or the glucose. That's via a process called gluconeogenesis, whereas protein converts to carbohydrate or glucose, because glucose is your body's preferred energy source. That is, of course, you have abundant fat, moderate to low protein, and no carbs, which would be ketosis. So will it wreck your hormones? Being that it's not good for it. Let's just say there's no reason to do a high protein, low fat, low carb diet unless you're in the deep, dark recesses of contest prep and you're trying to get down to really, really, really low body fat. This question also comes from Josh Landers. Can you overdo BCAA usage in a day? That's branched amino acids. It is tasty and I probably drink too much of it. There is no upper limit to it. All I will say is it can get expensive. I sell something called machine fuel. This is my branch chain. Okay, this is my baby. Here's the deal. I can tell you to take this thing all day long. Back in the day, we did do some experiments on message boards where Lane Norton, Derek Charleboy, and myself took high-dose BCAA, not official studies. Lane also was behind the study at the University of Illinois, which was the protein stat theory, where they drank leucine and or BCAA containing supplements between meals, which showed extreme promise. I will say this, based on budget and based on all that good stuff involved, other than just making gains, at the end of the day, I don't think it's worth taking branch chains any other time except for 2 scoops of machine fuel during training. I'm just going down the list. There's going to be no rhyme or reason for these questions, and I'm going to stop when it hits about 10 minutes or when I get tired of talking. This comes from David John Clark. How do you train and diet in your later years? I notice it's harder and harder to make things work like they used to. Diet doesn't seem to work as effectively anymore, and training seems to bring about more niggling, or I'll say nagging, injuries. When you turn, let's say I'm 36, when you start getting above 25, that's when I think hormones start declining, your joints start getting wear and tear. For example, I've been bodybuilding. I've been training heavy with weights for 21 years, almost 22 years now. My joints have gone through a lot of wear and tear. I think at around 36 to 40 or 35 to 40 or 30 to 40 and beyond, you need to start thinking about recovery more than you have to when you're younger, which is why for most people my age, for most people any age, I think the sweet spot in training is 4 days a week. There's a lot of factors involved. One is you have more responsibility in life, where if you're a college student, I know you guys think you have it so tough, but you get to nap. I remember even when I was in college, I was working 40 hours a week. I got to nap a little bit during the week, At the end of the day, I think that, you kind of get caught in a rut where you have a lot of shit going on. You're 36, 40, 45 years old. You got a family, you got a wife. You're probably working 50 to 70 hours a week because you're at that point in your career. You've advanced. You have some management type shit to do. You have to work after hours. You're not really working just 40 hours a week. It's beyond age, but you take in the detrimental hormonal issues that happen with age, and you most definitely will have issues. So what I would recommend, David, is to really focus on recovery. I'm going to have a 4-day trainer coming out in the next month. However, I encourage you, I'm going to link them in the related videos, pillar prep and movement prep. Really focus on those to enhance recovery and make sure that you're good to go. Pillar prep and movement prep. Those are exos things. Pay attention to post-workout nutrition. In my opinion, I have 1 to 2 scoops of carb 10 and a scoop of MTS whey, along with a supplement I have called Overtraining Solution. I believe that will aid in recovery, and it also will help prevent, with the inulina found in Overtraining Solution, you from getting sick. Training volume is something you need to control, and just realize you're not 20 anymore, and you should make great gains. Hell, Dexter Jackson's in his mid-40s and is still a favorite for top 3 in the Mr. Olympia. From Eric Weigel, BCAA and calories. I still don't understand clearly the whole BCAA and calorie count. They all claim 0 calories, but know there are calories in them. My question, if I want to cut, how much will adding BCAA slow down fat loss? Let's say I have 6 scoops a day compared to 0 scoops. They taste great, but every time I have a serving, I always think about it. At the end of the day, if you're having 6 scoops a day every day, make that your base. Whereas that's in there regardless, don't change that. If you start your diet at 6 scoops, end at 6 scoops. The FDA claim, the FDA make us, we follow the rules. If it is not a complete protein source, for example, if I was to put a caloric count on machine fuel, it is supplement facts, not nutrition facts. Whereas on MTS Whey, I have a nutrition facts panel. Nutrition facts, supplement facts, okay? Supplement facts do not have calories on them. So with the nutrition facts, I put calories. Supplement facts, I don't, because free-form amino acids, per the FDA, should not be labeled as having calories. Hence the issue with the amino spiking with the proteins earlier this year. Thus, I recommend this. This is what I do. I sip this. I probably have 3 or 4 of these throughout the day, 2 scoops each. I allot myself 10 scoops of branch chains, whether I'm dieting, whether I'm gaining, whatever. That's my base. Whatever you start with, you finish with. And also, I would argue the metabolic benefits and the muscle sparing benefits of branch chains will not only help your fat loss, being that there is data that's unpublished, while I was at Scivation, showing that the average group, when taking intra-workout, gained 9 pounds of lean mass and lost 4.5 pounds of fat, more than the control group. The control group, which was Gatorade, gained 1 pound of lean mass and lost no fat, all on the same diet program geared towards their weight and body mass. I'd argue that it doesn't matter. However, I'm not going to sit here and say they have calories, don't have calories. Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, they do have calories. If you keep your scoopage consistent, it's really irrelevant. Just don't change it. Change everything else, don't change that. Does that make sense? I hope it does. From Wade Hugo Hayes, shipping to Alaska. Me and another would be buying all that there MTS. We could afford shipping. Honestly, it's far. We don't get good rates there, and we're working on it. Let's go for one more. This comes from Ben Strauss. We all know that body type affects size and the ability to gain or lose weight and overall. What kind of cardio do you recommend for each body type to lean out? Pretty simple. My cardio does not change based on the person. I recommend everybody except for really heavy people. Even then, I have them do Tabata. The reason being health benefits. I'm not just out for fat loss. I'm out for you to not die. Tabata is the equivalent, which Tabata is a 2-to-1 work to rest ratio done for 4 minutes. 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. The third video I will link in my related videos will be Tabata on the bike with myself and Doug Miller. Bike is the easiest you can start and stop. However, I do it on the sled. I do it with battling ropes. You can do it anything. Basically, for 20 seconds, you go until you feel like your testicles are going to explode. For the 10-second recovery, you either go really slow or you stop. That is Tabata. It's done for 7 rounds or 4 minutes and 7 all-out rounds for 4 total minutes. and I believe it's effective. I do not do medium intensity steady state cardio because per Exos, there's low intensity, which is for recovery and fat loss. And there's high intensity like Tabata, which is for increasing performance and fat loss. Medium intensity is just enough to not promote recovery, to actually hinder your recovery, but it's not enough to elicit the VO2 max that you get from something like Tabata or high intensity training. So I do one thing. I recommend everybody do Tabata on season and off season, 2 to 4 days a week, and to increase fat loss, do as much low intensity cardio as necessary. That might be 2 days a week. That might be 7 days a week. It depends on who you are. Could be 20 minutes, could be an hour. I normally don't take things over an hour except in extreme conditions. This is Q&A number 1. I appreciate you guys watching, and that's not a game. Oh, wait. Don't turn this shit off yet. Subscribe to this fucking channel. Subscribe, like it, share this shit, and go to my Facebook, like that shit too. Go to my Instagram, like that shit too, and ask some questions and shit. That's not a game. So I'm looking at my email this morning. I get a mass email from one of the other sites that sell supplements that you're just a number to, right? They were bragging that one supplement line was free shipping. Bro, if you order over $99 in product in the continental US, any day of the week, free shipping. Anywhere in the US, at continental USA. Free shipping on orders over $99 at tigerfitness.com. Why even look at the other guys? And also, we ship from Vegas and Ohio. Most places in the US are a 1 to 2 day ship. And that's not a game.